Hey guys, Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe my review for How to Get Away with Murder, Season 4, Episode 11. He's a bad father. Now, the episode actually starts off, look, this is the episode where they need to go to court to see if they can get Laurel's baby back or not. And Laurel, she's talking to her mom, she's talking to her mom in French. And essentially, her mom's coming. Her mom's coming. Annalise hates the idea because she's like, your mom can come here and she's not stable. She can make things worse. Laurel's like, look, at this point, we don't have too many options. Trust me, I'll make sure to handle this correctly. So now it's the next day, the morning after, and Laurel's trying to get dressed. She's trying to get dressed and she's doing a terrible job doing it. But, because that was part of the whole scene. So, but Michaela looked good, and I said, damn it, Michaela, your potential is being wasted. It's being so wasted. But she's going to the court case to support Laurel and probably keep an eye on her too. Let's just be completely honest. Asher, along with Connor and Oliver, they're still working together to try and figure out who's going to be faced with this court case. Annalise talks to Nate and essentially says that, Nate, you gave me this folder. You never talked about your father. I had no idea. And he was like, yeah, my father's a criminal. He's a murderer. He actually killed someone while he was in jail. And so I haven't talked to him since I was 15 years old. But look, if you feel like it's a waste of time, she said, no, I want to do something nice for you. So let me do something nice for you for once. Let me be Annalise Keating and handle this. So now we're at the courthouse. Laurel's mom, she comes, and it was like, okay, hey, she comes through, she's speaking French. Laurel's like, hey, no, English. I want to make sure you're prepped and ready to go. I said, oh, is she going to be ready for this? And something about the mom, seemed shifty and shanky. Like, regardless of what mental health issue she had, I felt like she was sharp as a tack. Felt like she, Because when she greeted Annalise, she knows all about Annalise, and she appreciates the fact that Annalise was essentially more like a mother figure to her than she was able to be. I said, finally, someone giving Annalise her just due. Finally. Anyway, now we're in the courthouse, and we see Mr. Castile, Laurel's father. And Laurel's father tells her, the baby's not going anywhere, and bringing your mother here isn't going to help. I mean, you were trying to protect her from me. Isn't that what you were trying to say? But now you brought her here. But let's be very clear. I did not kill Wes. He's like, Wes, it wasn't me. I didn't do that. And I said, I believe him. I said, wait a minute. Because you know I don't like Laurel, so I don't trust her. I don't trust her judgment. I don't trust anything about her. That's why I said I believe him. It just felt like this whole plot line and storyline with Wes, that there was always been something that we've been missing. So I wasn't surprised when he said that. Now we start the proceedings off with Laurel. She's the first one on the stand. Laurel's there, and Annalise is trying to go and just set up a case around how Laurel, again, the whole drug charges, they're trying to get that out of the way. But that lawyer was good. That lawyer was good, and he was prepared. Annalise had the worst people to use. I mean, apparently Laurel, she did have substance abuse. She did use cocaine a couple of times. She said so casually. I said, oh my God, you rich and spoiled brat. She used cocaine a couple of times because she had an eating disorder. I'm thinking, oh my God, Laurel, just stop. I'm thinking, didn't she already commit perjury on the stand? Wasn't she already proven non-believable before? I didn't know you could go and still... Anyway, let's pretend like that didn't happen. Now, maybe because it's her own case, but... Annalise, when she realized what the lawyer was doing, she flipped it and started to question Laurel, like, when it came to, so when you woke up, how was it? Well, I woke up in a fritz and a tizzy because my son wasn't there. Imagine this. You waking up after apparently giving birth, and your son is gone. Your son was taken by her father, and she never got the chance to hold her son, to see her, at least see her son in person. she feels like a part of her is missing. And so I said, okay, that's great, beautiful, did a good job, but it's only going to get worse from here. Laurel needs to prep her mom, make sure her mom was cool. Her mom, I guess, now met Frank, so it's like, oh, that's Frank, okay, and still ignored him. Well, for now, but there's a bigger game plan at hand. Let's see, what did Michaela say? Frank feels nervous around the mom. We see that Bonnie is doing her due diligence. She's trying to figure out the phone calls between Wes and somehow Dominic, trying to see the correlations between that. I said, Bonnie, what are you doing? Don't do that on company. Come on, even I know not to do stuff. We all know not to do stuff on company computers. Like, regardless of how big or small the company is, especially where she is, she realized that the computer mouse was moving on its own. So then she goes and calls Frank and says, no, she calls Oliver and says, I think my computer is being hacked, being remotely used. And I said, duh, it's not your own. You came into an environment and thought you were going to do some research. Anyway, so she tells Oliver she needs this help. And she hangs up on Oliver because Oliver's starting to get upset and starting to get concerned. I said, Oliver, chill out. Damn, you get on my nerves. Asher realizes, oh, this whole place could be bugged. So then he starts looking around. I said, that's actually not a bad idea. But now we have the opposing side. And the opposing side, as I said, is trying to go and make it look like Laurel is incompetent and incapable of being a good mother. So then...
negatively to the fact that I was having a child. But didn't you consider having an abortion?
So then the lawyer brings his receipts. Remember, Dominic knew that Laurel is pregnant. So now that her father knows that she's pregnant, who else? I mean, what else would her father know? Apparently, the father did some digging and found out that, oh, she actually tried to have an abortion. Or no, I'm sorry, that was incorrect. She went and scheduled an appointment to see what her options were. And she, again, she's on the stand. She was pre-law herself, so she knows how to handle herself, conduct herself. But it's still not looking good, because now it's looking like you did do drugs in the past. Your mother's bipolar. You scheduled an appointment to weigh your options for an abortion. Now it's just looking like you. Now the lawyer's trying to say, oh, did you change your mind about having a child? And so then you got pregnant because of X, Y, and Z. Things aren't going so well. Not going so well. Now, so Annalise goes and she talks to Connor and Asher bring her information on Nate's father. She tells Nate, look, he can have a case. He can come on to my case if he signs on, because his lawyers or the the court appointed lawyers that he had, they didn't do their due diligence. And so he's fell under the cracks. He's one of those people that fell under the jail, just stayed in the jail because he had bad legal representation one after the other, after the other, after the other. Even if he did the crime, he shouldn't have necessarily been in the jail all that time. So now we see Nate's father, and I thought, wait, is he blind? No, he's not blind, but he was in solitary confinement for what, 2 months? They said something crazy. I said, no, no, no. So while all that's going on, Annalise's trying to talk to him and say, we're here to help you. We're to help you, here to help you, because we know that the legal system didn't give you a fair shot. We know the legal system didn't do what they need to do to make sure that you were, had all of your rights met, your rights and needs met. Now, Nate's father's a trip, because he's all right with Annalise for now until he hears that, wait, his son is there. And then he got upset because he hates Nate. No, he doesn't. He hates what his son has become. His son is a pig. And I'm saying, what? I already knew what that meant. His son's a cop, a part of law enforcement. He's a part of the same establishment that helped put me in here and kept me in here. He's a pig. He went to the other side. He was like, you a pig, you a pig, you a pig, you a B, you a B, you a B-ass pig. Aren't going. I said, are you trying to give Papa Pope a run for his money? Because it's working. He was yelling. And then he started to resist. I said, no, stay calm. Stay calm. Poor Nate. Nate had that look of, Nate had that look of, if someone could just kill him now, he would have been okay. And I said, Annalise, you clearly, and then he was like, oh, and you brought your B here. I said, excuse me? Excuse me? It's like that? And now Annalise doesn't deserve that. Michaela's trying to get something from Asher, and he can't get it up. So then she goes and cuddles. The look of pure disappointment. Michaela's hair was wrapped. She moisturized. She was ready to go. Asher wasn't. So she was like, oh, it's okay. I wanted to cuddle anyway. Connor's talking to Simon, and Simon's just trying to figure out, like, man, things have gone too far. Things have gotten really bad. And Connor had to reel Simon in and say, all this looking into Simon's stuff, because Simon wanted to go and do a GoFundMe to bring, because, oh God. Oliver wanted to go and do a GoFundMe for Simon's parents to come and visit their son, who they're thinking committed suicide, or tried to commit suicide. Connor's trying to tell him, so you're part of a murder investigation. You're going and potentially implicating yourself by doing something like that. Why do you not see that? That's why I'm trying to protect you. You went in, and it's on record that you went and visited him in the jail, and now you're setting up a GoFundMe. You look guilty. Stop it. Stop it. So now Laurel shows her mother a picture of Wes, and her mother didn't look surprised. I said, you knew him. You were the one that, it was you. It was her. It was her. And I don't know why, but it was her. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I said, that father, I said, this storyline doesn't make sense. We all said, this doesn't make sense. But Laurel's just talking to her mom, and her mom's just trying to reassure her that she'll be strong. She'll be able to help her out. She knows what she needs to do. But she wanted to go make sure her baby was okay. Laura doesn't really want to talk to her mom. She just invited her there to get her baby back. It's one of those types of relationships. It's pretty bad. So Frank's trying to reassure Bonnie and say, Bonnie, please just make sure, please make sure you do everything you can to help Laura to get her son back. Bonnie's at this like, wait a minute, we're trying to go and get this chick's son back. First of all, should we even be really trying to get this chick's son back with all the mess and shenanigans that are going on? Frank lays some guilt trip on her and says, look, we need to keep this up. We need to do this. I said, oh her what? I owe her nothing. Anyway, now we're in court. The mom, she's out, and Annalise talks to her. Annalise tries to do the giant mind trick of, well, you know, maybe your daughter shouldn't have custody. I said, what? And the mom's like, no, I'm here to support her. I'm strong. The mom looked nervous. The mom looked shaky. The mom looked like she needed a moment. Annalise was trying to get her not to go and contest because Annalise wasn't sure if the mom's going to make things better or worse. Remember, Annalise is like, we can't bring in anyone else that's going to go and make this more complicated. That's the last thing we need. So now the mother's on the stand, and Annalise does the okie doke because they're asking general questions. You know, you feel your daughter's competent, you feel this is that. But then Annalise says, so what about this? Did Laurel or did she not, you know, bring you back to bed when you were trying to repaint the pool, or trying to do this, or you couldn't get out of bed, or you couldn't get out of bed, or you doing, essentially going through your manic phases? And she was just like, yeah, she did, but. Annalise asked her, did you take care of your daughter? Did you think you were a great mother? Did you think that you did everything you're supposed to do as a mother? And I said, no, no, nope. She better say no. She said no. I said, oh my God, accountability? What's going on here? So she was like, no, my daughter was the one who took care of me. My daughter was the one that washed my hair, made sure that I was fed, did everything she needed to do to make sure that I was taken care of. And it was supposed to be the other way around. And that's how I know she's going to be a great mother, because she made sure that all my needs, wants, concerns, I took my pills, I exercised, got out, made sure that I was okay. She was my mother, so I know she's going to be a wonderful mother. That's how you do it, Annalise. That is how you do it. And they had to recess because did the dang thing. Because that's Annalise. That's what she does. So now Isaac is there. He comes through and he's like, oh no, I can't represent her. What? Of course I can't. I'm here. I have a good tie. I know exactly what I need to say. I know exactly what I need to say. And so then it was just like, look, he was talking about Laurel. He doesn't think that she isn't mentally insane. She wasn't acting this way. She wasn't doing these signs. And that's what triggered Annalise, because she's one of those people. So then she runs over to Nate and says, Nate, your dad's mentally ill. Yeah, he's crazy. No, he is mentally ill. He's had months, probably years of isolation, abuse within the prison period, and no one to do mental evaluations or to make sure that his general mental health and wellness was taken care of. He's someone that already had issues, behavioral issues, and instead of it being considered mental health, he was just considered a problem. So, you know, we do with problems, we shuffle them over here, we shuffle them over there, we rough them up, we shake them up, instead of going and diving into the root cause and making sure they become better. And so Annalise was like, let me do this. Nate has pretty much given up, but she said, let me do this. I want to make him the face of my cause. He is the prime person that should be. Someone that the system has used and abused and ignored. Him. I need him. So then Nate goes to the jail, and so then he's just like, look, Dad, I was arrested too. I wasn't arrested as long as you were, but I was. And so I understand what happens in here. I understand what happens. Remember, Nate was arrested as a cop. Ooh. So you have mental health issues. You've been isolated. You've been abused. You've been neglected. And all they've done is shuck you from one side of the cell to the other, instead of really trying to help you. I know we don't have a good relationship, but that woman that you called a whore, she's trying to go and see if she can get you out of here. She's trying to go and make a difference. Instead of just being upset at the system, you need to fight the system. I said, that's right. Right. So now Annalise brings Isaac onto the stand. He says we need to say about, oh, Laurel, she passed all the evaluations. Everything was cool and copacetic and good. But the Castile's lawyer was like, look, we're not focusing on all that. We're focusing on you. I said, uh-oh. So then he talked about how interesting how you were a substance abuser yourself. Yes, heroin for all those years. That's what he did. And he was like, so were you making a sound? That's how I relate to people who have substance. And Laurel, she doesn't exhibit any of the signs of that. So yeah. Well, you had a daughter who committed suicide. I said, oh my God. And so maybe you have a proclivity to be more protective or more lenient on someone in her case. And I said, okay. So your daughter who committed suicide, are you sure your issues didn't stem from her? Are you sure that you didn't do anything to her? I said, we're not doing this. I said, no, we're not doing that. We're not going down that road. Because even Annalise had that look of, oh, what did I get this man into? Because the lawyer said, your daughter, you're saying she had mental health issues? Are you mental health? Are you sure her mental health issues weren't because her daddy was touching her at night. Her daddy, or maybe her daddy was the one that actually killed her, because you're saying you found her at this time, but you were in the house 15 minutes prior. So what really happened? And I said, oh my God, stop. So then the lawyer finally, at least finally got the lawyer to stop. And I'm thinking, oh my God. Oh my God. So then Bonnie goes and tells Annalise that, look, there's some problems. I don't care how you feel about Isaac, but things look very sketchy. And essentially, like, either he had more of involvement with his daughter killing herself than he's letting on, or what? Bonnie's saying the evidence is really clear and doesn't look like something else tampered with. I said, oh crap. We don't really know Isaac's like that. We don't really know him like that. We know the system is crooked, so it could absolutely just be the system. But it's not a guarantee that it is just the system. But time's up. It's time for them to go back. Let's see, did he leave? Yeah, he left after that. Unfortunately, the judge said, Laurel, I see you, I hear you, understand you, but there's just not enough evidence to prove that the baby wouldn't be in better hands with the father. And in my mind, I'm thinking, you're not wrong. So, of course, Annalise is hurt. Laurel goes into her mom's arms. And I'm thinking, but as the father can be trash bags, but we know some men who are terrible to their wives or even to their kids, but treat the grandbabies like gold, just like with some mothers who may be bad moms, or maybe not the best moms, but are great grandmothers. So I don't know. It just feels weird. It feels weird. And now now that what I know what happened at the end, now I'm starting to think, does he realize what's really going on, but he's not trying to tell Laurel because that would expose what he's trying to do on the back end? Is he really the bad guy? Or is he actually, he's not a good guy, but he's just not the worst person in the situation. And he's trying to do stuff in the background to make sure that Laurel is actually protected. I don't know. All I know is that Laurel's mom's just like, look, she's not going anywhere. She's going to be there to support. Nate lets at least know that, look, my father signed on. You have your spokesperson. And then they start kissing. And they start rubbing. And then Annalise says, no. And for people who are like, why would she do that? She needs to get her some. No, Annalise is an addict. So you can, sex addiction is absolutely real. And I'm going to say, especially for people who have addictions already. And Annalise fits that case. Because if Annalise just starts focusing on Nate, and, you know, that's what she would do. She would have sex with people when things get too stressful. She would drink. One thing after the other. And then we see Nate's father's room, which looks, scary. And I said, yeah, this looks like someone who has mental health issues. And he sees his son, you know, a picture of his son when he was little. And then he starts crying like, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? I said, wait a minute. Who did he kill? What was he involved in? Now I'm getting really concerned. Now I'm starting to feel like Dominic killed Wes, right? Now I'm starting to think, did he really kill Wes? And if he did, it wasn't from the father's orders. Michaela comes home and she sees that the guys are celebrating because they have their spokesperson. But Michaela's like, Laurel, she doesn't have guardianship of the baby. And Annalise goes, checks up on Isaac, and we see that he has that, you know, addict type of sweat going on. Like he's passed out. He may have even had something tied around his arm. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, I didn't see that, but I'm really just, but he had that whole, I said, oh my God, what did he do? What did he do? What did he do? So Bonnie breaks the news that Wes did not meet Dominic. He may have called Dominic's number and said, this is Cristobal, but he met up with Laurel's mother, which means she's a con artist, which means that she's playing all of us, which means that maybe Mr. Castile oh my God, what if Laurel's mom's the one that has the files trying to go and destroy the husband, and so she's using Laurel to do it? What if that's the plan? What if Wes got caught into what she was trying to do and he got killed, or maybe she killed him to try and go and get them to go after the father? That's where my mind is playing right now. Let me know your thoughts. I really think her issue was with the father, and so she's trying to take him down until we hear that they may be working together. And I said, oh my God. But for what? But for what reason? The storyline's whack if it's against Laurel by herself. Is it because of what Annalise is trying to do? Is it messing with financial stuff that they're doing? I don't know. Please like, comment, subscribe. Now my mind is racing because at the very end they said they're working together. They're supposedly working together. We'll see. We'll see.